closely with progressive political figures. And this is where I want to locate Raila Odinga as somebody who worked very closely with the human rights organization to see to it that we are able to broaden the democratic space. So on many occasions, Kenya Human Rights Commission was working closely with progressive opposition figures, mostly in strategy meetings, mostly in crafting legal and policy reforms that will ultimately then inform the 2010 Constitution. So then we consider Raila Amolo as a human rights defender #1. Because as much as he was very active in the political field, he stood for social justice. And Raila lived that life all the time, as much as he was in the executive, sometimes in the political parties, but had not lost touch with the ordinary mwananchi. And that explains why Raila will easily gel with the local population, grassroots communities, because he spoke the language of social justice. He did the politics that ultimately was to benefit those very vulnerable people in the society. So his fight for constitutional change and the role that Kenya Human Rights Commission played in the civil society sector more or less complemented each other. So as we sat with political parties in boardrooms, in the bomas, and in other spaces, these meetings and outcomes of these meetings largely informed what will ultimately be in our constitution. Of course, this benefited a lot from comparisons of constitutions across the world, and I know largely Kenyan constitution also borrowed largely from the South African framework. So I stand here to say that Raila fought for democracy, fought for human rights, but he fought for it differently, both in the political cycles and even in the human rights arena. I just want to draw reference to our visit last 2 or 3 weeks ago, when as civil society we paid a visit to Mama Ida. At first I got this feeling that Mama Ida did not quite understand where we were coming from. But when she got the connection between the kind of work we do and how Raila was critical in that work, I think she was very much excited. And one of the things that they did say, that as they do the library now at the Kangu Jaramogi, they will dedicate a chapter in the write-up about Raila Odinga and the civil society groups. So as we commemorate this and looking forward, I think it behoves us as civil society organization, political parties, to continue cherishing those very, very values of social justice, human rights, non-discrimination, even as we organize and aspire to lead this country. I think the best that we can do to honor the late Honorable Raila Odinga is to live by those very, very aspirations that he stood for, he fought for so many years. With those few remarks, thank you very much, and I wish you a fruitful discussion.